Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thanks so much for tuning in for our second show of the day here, Tuesday, January 23rd. Mel Kiper Jr., the godfather of NFL mock drafts and NFL draft coverage, dropped his first mock draft of the 2024 draft cycle. Everyone is dropping mock drafts right now, and most of these ones, you're seeing the Jaguars drafting a cornerback at 17 overall. Daniel Jeremiah of the NFL Network gave the Jaguars Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. Earlier this week, The Athletic, they recently sent KoolAid McKinstry to the Jaguars at 17. Now, Mel Kiper Jr. is sending Iowa cornerback Cooper DeJean to the Jaguars at 17 overall. We're going to dive into how I view this pick, the potential of this pick, and some of the other prospects that are on the board that I think would be good fits for the Jaguars as well. If you enjoyed the content here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop. Pick up some new Duval gear. Got a sale going on for our Duval throwback sweatshirts, $25 today and tomorrow only with code Duval. That's DUUUVAL, 3 U's in Duval. So let's dive into this pick, right? I think it's really interesting. DeJean is a supreme athlete from an explosiveness standpoint. He is big and physical at 6'1", 207 pounds. He has instincts. He has incredible ball skills. Once he gets his hands on the football, he becomes an offensive weapon. A guy that is a threat to return it to the house every time he gets his hands on the football, has special teams return background as well. So you see that a lot in his game, the ability to make plays with the ball in his hand. But when you look at the direction of the Jaguars defense, with new defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen, who loves to run press man coverage, does it at a higher rate than anyone else in the league, at least he did in Atlanta in 2023. That's not something Cooper DeJean has much experience doing. When you watch him play, he's making most of these interceptions when he gets his eyes in the backfield on the quarterback, playing zone coverage, just having a good feel for how quarterbacks are trying to attack, how routes are developing in front of him, and then breaking on the football and going and getting it, right? So that takes a lot of projection when you talk about Cooper DeJean to being a press man corner when he's a guy that's primarily run off coverage with his eyes in the backfield a lot more often than not. What is cool about his projection is he doesn't have to be locked in as an outside cornerback. I think he could be a great safety for you. I think he'd play fantastic nickel as well. And he's done both of those things in college. So I think he's done both of those more than he has played press man when you talk about projecting to the next level. So I struggle projecting him as a press man cornerback because it's not prevalent on his tape. He has done it at times, don't get me wrong, but it's not prevalent. And he doesn't have the loosest hips in the world. You know, he is a bigger, more physical corner at 6'1", 207. For his size at 207 pounds, I mean, his hips are not bad. It's not like he's stiff. But when you're talking about mirroring movements against the top receivers in the league, that is a question for me. I think that is a question in his projection to the NFL level. So if you're talking about drafting him as a pure outside cornerback, you're simply betting on him developing the skill set to do that, because right now he's very unproven in that regard. Again, if you were drafting him to be an off-man corner, an off-zone corner, that's something he has a ton of experience doing. And that's something that I think that would make sense. But if you're drafting him to play press man, that's a lot of projection at 17 overall. You've got KoolAid McKinstry on the board here, who doesn't even go off the board in Mel Kiper's first round here, which is shocking to me. It makes no sense. I think KoolAid McKinstry, he's falling victim of being the top guy entering the 2023 season for a lot of people and folks nitpicking what he does, kind of like Caleb Williams, the top quarterback in this class, but also the fact that there's so many talented corners in this group, which there are. Cooper DeJean being one of them, Quinyon Mitchell being one of them, KoolAid McKinstry's teammate, Terrion Arnold being one of them, Nate Wiggins out of Clemson. There's a lot of talented corners. There's no doubt about that probably deserve to go on day one. But I think KoolAid McKinstry is borderline the best of all of them. And if you're talking about running press man coverage, which I think the Jaguars are looking to do, they're trying to be aggressive with this new defense, trying to play press man with Ryan Nielsen. There's no one better in this class at running press man coverage than KoolAid McKinstry. And I know I slammed that pick a few weeks ago from The Athletic because I didn't think the Jaguars should be looking at corner at 17 overall at that time. But with this new defense, with Tyson Campbell and Darius Williams both being zone-heavy corners throughout their careers and both being on expiring contracts in 2024, and this new defensive coordinator potentially saying, well, we could move on from Darius Williams and save $10 million against the cap and go get someone else who can play press man and can be locked in on a longer deal and get a rookie that can do it as well. I think that KoolAid McKinstry would make a lot more sense at this point. Now that Ryan Nielsen is in town, I think KoolAid McKinstry would make a lot more sense than Cooper DeJean for me in this press man defense that I believe the Jaguars are going to run. When you talk about these skill sets, both of them have return skills, punt return. But McKinstry, he has been playing press man for 3 years under Nick Saban at Alabama. He has the length, the athleticism, the quick feet, and the smooth hips. I'd be much more intrigued with KoolAid McKinstry than Cooper DeJean now that Ryan Nielsen is here. And I know I slammed the pick a couple weeks ago, but things change. Things change quickly in the NFL. And the Jaguars now have a defensive coordinator who wants to run a ton of press man coverage. So I don't think you have to look any further than KoolAid McKinstry if that's the defensive prototype you're looking to run. I think he can do that at an extremely high level. And looking at the rest of the prospects that are available here that I like for the Jaguars, Johnny Newton, just Jerzon Newton out of Illinois, he is the anti-Trent Baalke prospect because he's not going to have great length. But he is awesome. He is versatile as all heck up front, interior penetrator. He's a top 10 prospect for me. I think you can use him as a 3-tech, a 5-tech. You can move him around the front. He's going to be stout against the run. He's going to create penetration as a pass rusher. That's the type of guy I want all day. I would love to see Jerzon Newton in Jacksonville. Jared Verse is on the board. Obviously, you don't need a starting edge as long as you bring Josh Allen back, which you absolutely need to. But Verse is an awesome player. When you talk about the skill sets, Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, Jared Verse, maybe you just need to get more creative with your front. Get Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, and Jared Verse all on the field at the same time. They're all big, physical, explosive athletes. I'd love to see that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Troy Fautanu. He's someone I think can play guard or tackle at the next level, played mostly left tackle for the Washington Huskies. He has the length, the athleticism, the demeanor, the nastiness, I think, to play tackle or guard for you. Maybe you draft him to play some guard early on, and then a couple years down the road, you kick him out to tackle. Obviously, you do want to consider positional value when you're drafting in the first round. I think Chop Robinson would be great as a designated pass rusher early on for this team. You bring him in, try to create pass rush. This is a guy that when he gets off the line, he makes the rest of the defense and the offensive line look like they're moving in quicksand. He's got everything you're looking for as a designated pass rusher besides great length, really, in my opinion. But I think he has fine proportional length, and his ability to push the top of the arc on the outside track, to be able to knife inside as well, and then get through you. I think that he'd be a fantastic prospect for the Jaguars to be eyeing at 17. I have Adonai Mitchell up there too as a receiver, complete receiver prospect in my opinion. I don't think there's any real holes in his game. But yeah, Mel Kiper Jr. has the Jaguars taking Cooper DeJean, who is a really fun talent. But for me, taking him as a press man corner exclusively is a lot of projection. Maybe he can do it. I don't know. Maybe the Jaguars watch his tape and say, he has the skill set to be able to do this, even though he hasn't done it a lot. And when he has done it, it's been a little sketchy. I would take KoolAid if that's what I'm looking for. And of course, all the memes and fun stuff you can do with KoolAid. That's just a little bit extra on top. But if you're wanting to use Cooper DeJean as a move piece in your secondary, a guy who come in and play nickel, play safety, also play outside for you at times, I would absolutely be here for that. So yeah, Mel Kiper, Cooper DeJean to the Jaguars at 17 overall. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. You can also hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. If you enjoy the content here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Check out ginjag.com/shop. Pick up some new Duval gear. Y'all have a good one.